Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? It's Emo Bunny 635 here again, or Mike, or Micah. Don't care what you want to call me. But today, I'm just gonna do a random video on how to do tricks and fighting with a baseball bat. So, let's hit it. Alright, so first thing you can do, place the bat down, top of the bat's touching the ground. Put your dominant hand on the bottom of the bat and your other hand on top of your dominant hand. Take your foot, kick it, do this, and then use your fingers to get it to spin. Do not allow it to do not lose control. And if you want to add something while you're spinning it like this, what you can do is when you get over here, you can throw it, switch it, throw it and switch your that arm, and then you could switch it back. One thing you'll notice is if you're technically good at like twirling a stick like this or something, like a stick or a bat or a sword, your dominant hand tends to be able to do more things faster. And next, it's the kind of the same concept, except for after you kick it, you throw it up, spin it once, hold it, bring it out in front of you where it's like this. Both hands or one-handed. If you're doing it one-handed, yes, you keep both hands on the bat, kick it, throw it up, then grab it with one hand and stand like this with it. But make sure your form is steady and you can do what you want with the bat. And also, afterwards, another thing you can do is if, say, this is a sword, even though it's a bat. You have it on your back like this. If you have one of those things where you have it on your back, where it's on your back, kind of like that, you can take it out, wield it with one hand or both. I prefer one hand, but you can, I'm gonna have to try to do this two-handed. I don't really do it two-handed, but if you're fighting two-handed, you can go like that and then catch it and then swing, 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 block. Don't put your hand here. Keep your hand back here. Fling it off. Okay? And that's for both hands. Now, if you're doing it with one hand, you can do this, stop it. Now, whenever you're doing it one-handed, you kind of see how the bat is in my hand. You take it and you tilt the bat kind of sideways and line it up. Make sure the sharp edge is not against your arm. Use your other hand for support, and you can shove up to block. Same way for if you're left-handed, hold it, bring it back and up. Now, if you really want to learn how to do a lot of stuff, all I can say is most of this is just going to be like tricks, and there's a little couple fighting skills you can use for sword fighting in here in this video. This is only part 1. There's another part. There's actually going to be 4 different parts. I will have, this one is kind of like the basics. Next one I will show you how I would train someone and what it might look like if you're just starting out doing this. And then another one, the fourth one, and third and fourth one, I will have. The third one, I will have someone that I have already trained and is very good at this. Will actually go up against me. And in the fourth one, I will have 2 people that I have trained go against me at once, and I will show you what you can do with if you wield the sword one-handed. Because if you're facing 2 people and you wield your sword one-handed, chances are you can wield 2. So yeah, you're gonna get to enjoy messing around with the bats and swords and generally anything. And so here's the next thing you can do. One thing is, whenever I showed you how, like, you do this for both hands, this for one arm, for one hand. It looks like your hand's kind of tilted. It's back against your arm and your hand supporting it, so you can bring it up, catch it, throw it up. So in other words, it'll look like if you're actually in a sword fight, you can hit, it's this, swing, hit, stop, swing, and probably get out of camera for that one. That last part was after I went, hit, stop, hit, bring around, block. In other words, but you don't just throw it up, just bring it up, stop their sword, throw it off, and then whack. No, I know, it may seem like I'm doing basic stuff, but that's because that's what this is. It's only basic stuff. Nothing but basics. And I guess, depending on how long I've ran this video, we will see how long I have left. I don't have very long. Okay, I lost my train of thought there for a second. But the way I tend to fight is, I'll give you a preview. It's a quick preview of what you do when you are dual wielding. So, be right back. Alright, yeah, I'm back, and as you can see, I have 2 bats. This one is the original bat, the one I first started with, and it's actually made of metal. This one is the second bat. And as you can see, as I bring the bat closer to the camera, it's yellow, and it's actually made of plastic. Because my left arm, not as strong as my right. So I've got to use something that I can use easy, and that way my left arm can maneuver better. Because if your left arm is being weighed down because it can't handle the weight, you're in trouble. But there's ways that I can make this to where it's actually more of a lethal weapon. Stupid B. But more of a lethal weapon. And now I'm going to show you some dual wielding. After I check the timing on here. Okay, yeah, we're good. That was screwed up, but okay. Got the 2 bats on my back. If you don't do that and you're doing this, make sure you have the bat for your right arm, your left side, bat for your left arm on your right side. That way you take your arms, you pull them both out, and you can hold them like this. One way I prefer to hold my bat on my right arm is with the bat actually facing down, about kind of like first three fingers are touching the grip, but I removed the grip when there's only the sticky stuff from where the grip was. That's where I place my fingers, and then I keep, for my left arm, this bat like this. But for this one, I'll show you how to hold both of them upright. Well, after you hold them up, what to do with upright is, if you're going to block, don't do this. This will get you killed. If you're going to block with two swords, or if someone else has like a bat and you just so happen to have two bats with you, I don't know, it's like an arranged fight at your house or something, what you want to do is stop, catch that at the top of that X that I've made, bring them up, and swing. But what you do is you want to have, once after you do this, you want to move your dominant arms, the dominant one, away. That way the weaker ones still stay there, to at least give you a little bit of time to recuperate and make the swing. And then that's gonna screw your opponent up. The way I do it is, if they go to block me, if they go to attack me, and I go to block, I will, yes, switch it up, catch it, and do that. But when I fight, what I do is left, right. In other words, if I'm running at them, I will go left, and if the left one misses, I'll hit them with the right. Always works. After left, if left misses, you're hitting them with the right. If left hits, you're definitely hitting them with this right. But part 2, I will be training a little nephew on how to do it. I will only be using one though, and he will be using this one. I will be using the real one. I'll go easy on him, just so you guys don't flip out on me. But that's just what I'm gonna do. So I will warn you, do not try to practice this stuff unless you are trained around other people. Try to stay as far away from other people as possible, and make sure you have padding, because the first time I started doing this, it was not so pretty. I banged up my knee and my shoulder and cracked my head open. It's not very fun. So peace out, man.